The White House is caught in the storm named Daniels. It is a scandal. They have to deal with it. They are not handling it well. The president's alleged affair with the porn star giving late-night comics plenty of fodder. You want some? Here it is.
Adult film star Stormy Daniels sued President Trump yesterday, alleging that their non-disclosure agreement is not valid because he never signed it. And that sound you just heard was Melania dumping out her desk drawer looking for the marriage certificate. Maybe he didn't, 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 maybe he didn't. Oh.
This is a big deal because if Stormy wins this lawsuit, not only will she be able to talk, not only will she be able to tell everything, she will immediately be sworn in as President of the United States.
Law experts are saying that some of the language in adult film star Stormy Daniels' non-disclosure agreement suggests that she may have some lurid photos that were taken during their sexual encounters. Said Trump, fake nudes.
But the bombshell news is that after Mr. Trump's victory, Mr. Cohen complained to friends that he had yet to be reimbursed for the payment to Ms. Clifford. Well, Mr. Cohen, maybe now you'll sympathize with Stormy Daniels because Donald Trump has screwed you both.
All right.
Let's bring in, on that note, let's bring in Van Jones, shall we? Let's get the bottom line from him. He is the host of the Van Jones Show here on CNN. So, listen, man, this is tawdry stuff. Is it significant?
The fact that it may not be is significant in itself. The fact that you could have this low level of a standard for the President of the United States, the person we used to call the leader of the free world, the fact that we have to ask the question, is it significant that maybe he paid off a porn star right before he was going to be elected president so the porn star wouldn't tell the world that he was cheating on his wife right after his last son was born? Is that significant? The fact that we're asking if it's significant is significant.
Isn't it fun to play the what if Barack Obama did this game?
Well, listen, if I've said it a million times, if Barack Obama had done just half of what Trump did last week, he would have been impeached. He'd be in Guantanamo. They just said, listen, something's wrong with this guy. He's no longer here. Biden's the president. No, you saw it. Nobody say anything. We're moving on. And everybody would say, yeah, well, yeah. If you reverse position on 12 different issues and you're losing half your staff, you can't be president. There would have been no discussion. Obama would literally just be disappeared. Biden would be president, and we would never mention his name again. But we're just rolling on along.
He was never a morality play, not even for people who make morality their cause, right?
Yes.
Even the evangelicals, with all of their political history of what they find intolerant, whether it's the idea of giving them a mulligan or 1,000 mulligans or whatever, they've bought in to not buying into him as a person. So then you have to look at the next level of significance, which is lying is troubling for a presidency. And on that level, Sarah Huckabee Sanders yesterday saying this.
The president has addressed these directly and made very well clear that none of these allegations are true. This case has already been won in arbitration, and anything beyond that, I would refer you to the president's outside counsel.
You said that there's arbitration that's already been won by whom and when?
By the president's personal attorneys, and for details on that, I would refer you to them.
But you're aware of them, so what more can you share with us?
I can share that that the arbitration was won in the president's favor, and I would refer you to the president's outside counsel on any details beyond that.
Key distinction. The first part, she was reading from something. The second part, she was not. And it is in the second part where she said something that is bad, because the theory of the case, Van, is Michael Cohen did this. He did this because he cares deeply about the president. He did it with his own money. And saying that the president won the arbitration puts him in the dynamic as opposed to just a third-party beneficiary of it. Fair point.
Fair point, but even as talented a spin master as her, she's tap dancing on marbles all day. At some point, you're gonna slip. The marbles are not coming from Sarah Huckabee. The marbles are coming from the Oval Office, from the president, from his conduct, from the fact that he has all these sleazy people around him trying to cover up for the sleazy stuff he does in a sleazy way. And so when you have that much sleaze, when literally one word, this is, everybody, Bill Clinton, well, what's the definition of is? He's still getting beat up for that 25 years later. You're now you're having to parse and pierce. This is just bad behavior from a bad person who got elected to the president of the United States, possibly in a bad way with bad guys from Russia. This is bad, and she's doing the best she can with bad.
But to your point, it makes it much less likely that we ever see him do what Bill Clinton did, which is comply with a subpoena and testify in front of a grand jury or anywhere. I don't see how it happens when they have this kind of problems with the truth.
I mean, he can't get in an elevator and out an elevator without saying 12 things that aren't true. I mean, the guy, he would tell 20 lies before he got into the room. So I don't understand. For me, it is so heartbreaking. Part of the reason why I'm doing my show the way I'm doing it is, I've got this show called The Van Jones Show, and we're trying to have, some meaningful conversations with people, frankly, outside of politics, because those people don't have to lie, they don't have to spin, they don't have to try to polish up all this stuff, and they can speak a little bit more honestly, a little bit more truthfully.
So your dream interview, I don't know. I mean, just shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
Would it be, I don't know, Oprah?
Sometimes dreams come true. Sometimes dreams come true.
That's who you'll be interviewing this weekend.
Yeah,
so
this
what
weekend.
are you going to talk to her about?
Oh, we got Oprah Winfrey. She's coming on the Van Jones Show. But you know what? It's not just the Van Jones Show. Sunday night is an all-star show of force on the part of the network. I think the network feels like we get beat up all day with all this nonsense. So we're going to have Oprah for an hour with Ava DuVernay. Then we got the Kennedys. Then we got the Pope. So it's like, here's all the good stuff ever. Like, you know what I mean? Served up on a big platter. Starts at 8 p.m. on Sunday on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. And listen, we need to hear from Oprah Winfrey. We need some inspiration. We need some hope. We need some wisdom. We need some love. We need some help. And she's coming to help.
It's interesting you say, I was at the 92nd Street Y the other night.
Yes.
If you're not from New York, you may not know it as well, but it's a big cultural fixture here in New York. And they've had the greats there of moral agency, whether it was Elie Wiesel or just, a whole lineage. And so many people were saying, who is it today? Yeah. Who is giving us a reason to believe in something positive? That's a challenge in politics as well. And I guess you'd have to say putatively it's a challenge for the Democrats, especially because they're looking to unseat the current president. What do you make of that?
Look, I think that right now, whoever shows up with some real hope is going to get a big hearing from our party. Right now, it's all, we're mad at Trump, we hate Trump, we're mad at Trump, we're hated Trump. Listen, when that young Kennedy kid, speaking about the Kennedys, when that was Joe Kennedy, when he came out there and spoke from his heart in a hopeful way, he got a big audience. I don't think it's going to be an anti-Trump election. It's got to be a pro-hope election.
And so very quickly, why is Oprah not going to do it?
We'll figure, I got to ask her. We'll find out. We'll find out.